Ibrahim. Lessons learned from the story of sacrifice. A beautiful learning for us as a parent regarding the relationship between the parents and their child. Today, we will try to learn from one of the most important stories which act as a foundation stone or a base for the Muslim Ummah. This story is explained in Surah Al-Saffat. Let us read the verses directly from Quran. وَقَالَ إِنِّي ذَاهِبٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّ سَيَهْدِينَ. And then he said, indeed, I will go to my Lord. He will guide me. رَبِّ هَبْ لِي مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. My Lord, grant me a child from among the righteous. فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ. So we gave him the good tidings of a forbearing boy. فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعْيَ قَالَ بُنَيَّ إِنِّي أَرَىٰ فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَىٰ قَالَ يَا أَبَتِ افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرُ سَتَجِدُونِي إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مِنَ الصَّابِرِينَ. And when he reached with him the age of exertion, he said, O my son, indeed I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. To see what you think. He said, O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, of the steadfast. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَ وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. And when they had both submitted, and he put him down upon his forehead, وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَنْ يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ. We called to him, O Abraham, قَدْ صَدَّقْتَ الرُّؤْيَا إِنَّ كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ. You have fulfilled the vision. Indeed, with us reward the doers of good. إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ الْبَلَاءُ الْمُبِينُ. Indeed, this was clear trial. وَفَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. And we ransomed him with a great sacrifice. وَتَرَكْنَا عَلَيْهِ فِي الْآخِرِينَ. And we left for him favorable mention among later generations. Salamun ala Ibrahim. Peace upon Abraham. كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Indeed, with us reward the doers of good. إِنَّهُ مِنْ عِبَادِنَا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Indeed, he was one of our believing servants. Let's try to learn one of the essence of this ayat. The first lesson is supplications or dua. As a guardian or parent, we should never ever stop making dua for our children. We should pray. We should pray for them all the time, in every phase and in all the stages of life. Not only after their birth and also before their birth. Like Ibrahim alayhi salam said, my Lord, grant me a child from among the righteous. Whoever is not seeking God's help whoever is not seeking the God help in the brought up of their children is making a big mistake. Your children are right, healthy and distinguished not because of you are the best father, but because of God's guidance and kindness on you and on your children. Sometimes we are not grateful to Allah for all the blessings we have in our life. And if, because of this arrogance nature from us, Allah leaves us to ourselves, then we destroy everything we had which was once a blessing for us, turns now a curse for us. May Allah protect us from this such type of punishment. Ameen. We have several examples in our history. We are not better than Nuh alayhi salam, peace be upon him, now closer to God than he was. Yet he was strayed away from his house, his wife, who lived with him, and his son. He did his best to educate his son in the best possible way. We are not more honorable to God than Prophet Lut alayhi salam, peace be upon him, as his wife insisted to come one of the people of hell. While she saw all the deeds of her husband, the deeds of people of paradise. We all are poor. We always need God's help and his protection in each and every stage of our life. No matter if it is bad or good, we need God's mercy and guidance. The problem with us is that we look at ourselves from a momentary point of view and then we compare ourselves with unfortunate people, like people who are struggling their lives and they are in testing phase of their lives. And we think ourselves like how great we are by comparing with those people. And this comparison is a sign for an unclear heart. And remember, God doesn't like such type of arrogance. Heavenly gifts and acceptance, sustenance, and righteousness are pure divine gifts, and we are visible sign for these gifts. God says in Hadith Qudsi narrated by Imam Muslim, my servants, all of you are astray, like all of you are in wrong direction, except for those whom I have gifted. So seek guidance from me, I will guide you. My servants, all of you are hungry, except for those whom I have fed. So seek food from me, and I will feed you. I'm saying this because we often notice the word of people when they think quite big of themselves. They are full of arrogance. They have no fear of God when they talk about someone's child or make fun of their sufferings. We say this because we notice a lot of people's puffiness and their arrogance that hides behind some of their words when he talks about his friend's daughter or son. Some persons are like quick to make comparisons and allusions that detract from the house of others and elevate himself and his home, but he should know it from Allah. Yes, the upbringing and your good commitment to family is necessary, but with the certainty that you are a cause and the success is from Allah, not from you. Some people are corrupt today, but maybe tomorrow they are good. Some people are good today, but maybe tomorrow they will be corrupted. We are nothing without Allah. And if Allah had not given Abraham the grace, he would have not given the forbearing boy, which is mentioned in Surah number 37, ayat number 101. So we gave him a good tidings of forgiving boy. The second stop is with the ayah, Surah number 37, ayat number 102. When the sigh reached him, or rather with a word of his ayah, he reached with him. If the Quran wanted to express the grown-up boy, perhaps he would have only said when he reached the age of sigh. But with here indicates an additional educational meaning that parents should mention and focus on this. The pursuit of sustenance should not distract and occupy parents from their children. Some parents limit their role in spending money for their family in the sense that he gave up everything related to education and limited his role to what might be called caring for the bodies, the best food, the best clothes, and the best housing, the best car. This is all he thought that he is doing best. But in reality, there is no value beyond that. When we look at the state of many of us, we find that we have almost collectively resigned from the position of fatherhood to be replaced by the position of shepherd. Alignment. What does the group of mean? Confidence, reassurance, safety. Some parents, even in our country, do not see their children in a day, 2 days, a week, a month, or 2 months, or beyond that. Some families do not know even if the son is at home or not. How many fathers pray but do not think to take their son along with them in the mosque or masjid? Many mothers visit her family, but she does not think of taking her daughter even to know the family members. Fatherhood is not good in location distance to the children. The real father is very, very close to his son. The third stop, Surah number 37, ayat number 102. He said, "My son, I see." This dialogue and sharing, and if some homes and surrounded by the silence of graves, except from the sounds of television, computers, and phones, it is assumed that the homes of believers are surrounded by the warmth of dialogue between the fathers and sons. The fourth step comes like in ayat number in Surah number 37, ayat number 102. In a dream, I slaughtered you. So see what you see. Shura and participation in the decision. Some people imagine that Shura in Islam is a political principle and only. This is not true. Shura is a way of life. Shura is confirmed when it comes to the fate of a son. It is noticeable that Abraham, although he had a divine command with him, did not direct his son in the form of military orders. Rather, he consulted him, and this is the height of the notice of dignity. Yes, do what you want to do with your son on one condition, that you do not waste his dignity. Also, yes, what do you see? No, Ibrahim realizes that worship is voluntary obedience. Forced obedience is of no value at all. There is no compulsion in religion. He does not want us to force his son to do something, but rather he wants him to taste the deliciousness of the moral situation, so that good comes from him voluntarily and unwillingly, and not unwillingly. The last stand with the fathers, the mothers is the basis of education of their children. There are some fathers calling their sons to perish and they obey. As well, there are other fathers calling their sons to the safe side, but they refuse with caring of all education factors. The father is the first examples of a prophet Abraham, of the first determination and in our life as well. But the changing factor here is the mother, who is the basis of education for their children, the mother of the first on. God set an example for those who disbelieved, the wife of Noah, alayhi salam, and the wife of Lut, alayhi salam, and the mother of the second. They said, "Do you marvel at the command of God? And God's mercy and the blessings be upon you, the people of the house." The first stop with the children, he said, "Father, do as you are commanded." He thought positivity of the father. If it was another child, assume that it's a different child, he would have said, "My father has been injured in his mind, like he has gone mad or something like that," he would have thought. Or that he has grown old and afflicted with dementia. Dementia is like his loss of memory. But Ismail, peace be upon him, thinks well of his father. It is known that mistrust creates worse cases. Mistrust cuts off communication, and in the absence of communication, like trivial problems will grow. The second step is the obedience. Obey your father, and Allah will make a way out for you from every distress and a way out. My dear brothers, Happy New Year, and may Allah accept us from all our good deeds. Assalamu alaikum.